This is a video response to the Haas and his recent open carry or carry tip of the week about penetration. In it he's talking about expanding hollow points and things like that, and how they have less of a tendency to over penetrate their target. And he was regaling the benefits of running hollow points, and also I went the wrong way. Espousing the benefits or just the validity of his own personal choice to carry a 380. I think he's made some good points there, but I would like to dispute the whole point of penetration and caliber, because if you are, say, running a 380 with hollow points, it's just like the safety on a firearm. If the safety makes you feel somehow that it's okay to have it on safe and then use the device in a dangerous manner, well then, that's just not cool. If you get what I'm saying here. So, if you're running a hollow point in your 380, and you think, well, you know what, here's my target, and here's a bystander, and because I have my little 380, it's okay for me to go ahead and shoot at this target. That's not good. If you have any sort of bystanders behind your target, that is not a shot. You do not have a shot on that target, period. You have no right to take that shot. You have no right to endanger those people. And that is not on your target. That is on you. Okay? And that's not something that the Haas was saying. He was just pointing out that it is okay to have a smaller caliber firearm. And he was also saying that it is beneficial to run in an expanding type of ammunition. I'm not going to argue that or against that. I do think there's a bit of a, I'm not going to say a danger to running an expanding type of ammunition, in that it's wrong or it's not enough penetration or whatever. I do feel like in the case of some calibers, such as a 9mm, a great part of the effectiveness of a 9mm is due to the expanding nature of many of the modern rounds or the ammunition available for it. So, if you have a caliber that is reliant on expanding in order to be effective, well, that's a problem, and that's something you need to consider when you're selecting your ammunition. You just want to go for the most reliable expander that you can find. I would also like to point out just some things to keep in mind when you're carrying a small firearm like a 380. Whenever designs of mechanisms are shrunk down, it becomes increasingly critical that they are built in a precise fashion, that they are maintained correctly, and that they are clean, and that's part of being maintained correctly. So when you have a 380, for example, in order to cycle its ammunition, it needs to actuate a certain distance and eject the shell and do its little song and dance, right? Well, that makes it even more critical that the thing be clean. Now, this is something that's usually riding in your pocket, and it's better than a sharp stick in the eye, but it's just all things you need to consider. And in the case of the people that say, well, run a full-size 45, the idea behind it is this weapon hasn't been shrunk down in any of its dimensions. A 5-inch barreled 45 ACP 1911 is the closest thing to the original design, the original spring tension, the caliber itself. It's designed around the pressure that caliber pulls off. whenever things are shrunk down, like the 380 and some of your other smaller calibers, the 32, they are miniaturized versions of other calibers that have been scaled down to run in a certain format, okay? And it's just not a knock. Again, you know, if you're carrying and you feel necessity to carry and you are carrying, then good on you. But it's something that you need to keep in mind. There's a reason why law enforcement officers and the military, by and large, run full-size handguns, and it isn't because they're more comfortable in the hand. Okay, the larger the device, the greater your tolerances of error, and that's something that you need to consider in the extreme environment of carrying. And make no mistake, carrying even on the street is an extreme environment for a firearm. An example of a non-extreme environment would be going from your range case, shooting on the table, and then back in the range case where you clean it again. But when you got that thing strapped to your waist, and you're running through the mud and the blood and the dirt, that's extreme, man. And it's all these things you need to calculate. So, one more item. And this is something I've made mention of in comments to us on his last videos about hollow points and things like that. And this is something that I'm not really sure if we don't see eye to eye on it particularly, but the point of expanding ammunition is to increase the size of the wound cavity in your target, to increase the likelihood of damaging more vital organs, to increase the diameter of the hole that's going to allow a person to reach hydraulic failure. So an expanding type of ammunition, while yes, it does transfer a great deal more impact to its target and creating like a hydrostatic charge within their body, a hydrostatic wave, a great portion of it is to increase its cutting ability, to put a larger wound in the liver, maybe catch the edge of the heart as it's going through a lung or something of that nature. Now that's some unpleasantness, definitely. And I know it sounds like I say those things lightly, but I do not. And it's one of those subjects, and it's the way that it should be looked at when we're talking about such things, because this is all serious business. Now I do feel that Haas takes it very seriously, and I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm just offering some additional viewpoints and not taking anything away from the valid points that have been made thus far. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed my opinion. Again, it is of course just that. I would recommend, if you are interested in it, I would recommend seeking out some reputable professional training. I'm not going to recommend any in particular, but the most popular ones, not your fly-by-night ones, will be really something to consider if you're seriously getting into this stuff. So again, all comments are welcome. Love it, hate it, think I'm totally out of my gourd, or want to know exactly what I'm doing at the moment, feel free to leave a question in the comment below, or video response are welcome as well. Thank you very much.